Hello everybody, how are you going? And welcome to How to Be a Rock Climber by the same people that have brought us so many other incredible films, and so like always, I just can't wait for this.
How to be a rock climber. Follow these steps and you too can be like us. Step 1. Buy a pair of shoes.
Keep in mind they're your first pair, so they're gonna feel pretty tight.
Really? Tight? I didn't even notice.
Now get the essentials: harness, rope, cams, nuts, quick draws, belay device, helmet, carabiners, and chalk. Now get the non-essentials: puffy, beanie, nail clipper, hand exerciser, tape, magazine, slackline, aeropress, kombucha growler, and a DIY crimp mug.
Whoa, okay then, a DIY crimp mug. I can't exactly say that I've ever seen that, but I'm surprised that I've never seen that. I feel as though that is actually a decent way to make sure that you're maintaining that level of crimp, that your fingers never get any rest, and so that you're just always ready for any adventure you might want to go on at a moment's notice. And I guess I should also just reel it back in a little bit because, I mean, for starters, I've never associated rock climbing with Canada. It absolutely makes sense knowing their landscape, but it's always been mountain biking and snowboarding and skiing and all those kind of things. More that side of the mountain, not going up the mountain, more so going down the mountain, whereas rock climbing I can absolutely understand, and it's made a couple of lists, but considering that these guys, these filmmakers are Canadian, I can only imagine that there is quite a big scene there, and I also know that it's been exploding over the last couple of years. And so when was this made? Wow, okay, so 7 years ago, these guys are at the forefront of what they were doing.
Learn the basics at a belay course.
All right, everybody, you're doing great. Just remember, never let go of the brake.
Hey, Teach, my harness is a little loose. Can you come help me? Does my junk look weird in this?
Find a climbing partner and start your first belationship.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I spend most of my time in my van.
I got that flapper in Bishop.
The other day I flashed that new V8.
I split my fingertip in Squamish.
I guess I spend all my time in my van. But I shower in the rec center.
Well met, Mike.
But I'm working on this really crimpy, futuristic project. It's sick.
And check out this fresh flapper. Ugh.
Where's my number 2?
Learn to distinguish different types.
That guy is absolutely Herbie fully loaded. Look at the amount of gear he's got. The amount of cams and everything, that is outrageous. But hey, at least he's nice and well protected at all times with a hard hat on as well, the climbing helmet. Jesus. I mean, I know people say use protection, but that's just outrageous. In the middle of the climbing gym? Come on, man. But to be honest, I mean, I guess that's kind of the point, but I don't exactly think I'd be taking any of these people on a speed relationship or anything like that kind of experience, just because, well, they're all got their own unique quirks about them. From the guy that just showers at the rec center and lives in his van. I mean, at least he's out there living his best life, but I don't know if everybody can live that life, especially not all at once and all together. And to be fair, I also do think that step 4 could definitely be number 1. I feel as though for a lot of people, don't go and buy shoes, just go to the gym and rent shoes, at least for the first time. Take the course, see if you like or can deal with heights, or you feel as though over time you could deal with that entire experience, and then go from there. Don't go spend an exorbitant amount of money, regardless if you're spending $20 or $4,000 on shoes that you may never ever wear again. And also, I guess it does come into the fact that it's a 7-year-old video where top rope would have been a lot more common, but for a lot of people, you can completely skip this course overall because you're just going to be bouldering and just staying a couple meters off the ground at all times, just solving maybe more complex problems instead of the height issue.
Learn to distinguish different types of climbers.
Do you want some of my lentil power medley?
We're gonna need more chalk.
Charles, where are my hexes?
Can you count my veins?
Come on, I hear there's an alpinist in here.
Don't you mean alpinist?
No, an alpinist. Look, there he is right there.
Is it winter yet?
No, not yet.
Learn how to understand the Yosemite decimal system.
All right, bro, listen up. The Yosemite decimal system spans from 5 to 515, with grades being broken down into numbers. Move to the European system, we conflate both the YDS system, the sine graph, which you remember to apply up here to the cube. What is reality, and what would the fourth dimension feel like? That is the Yosemite decimal system.
I mean, they're not wrong, are they? Learn how to talk beta, sure thing, but my goodness, first you just have to go ahead and learn an entirely different language depending on what country you were from, and if you're going to be doing international traveling as well for your rock climbing, it can become a serious issue, and so I do not blame him whatsoever for having a face like that. And even just the reality and us, my goodness, Venn diagrams coming into sport climbing and everything like that, it's not too far from the truth, because like I said, every country seems to have its own, between the French system that the French sometimes don't don't even use, to then the US system, the Australian system. They're all over the place. There's A's and B's and 1s and 2s and decimals and everything else in between. But once again, I'm blown away by the fact that Canada is able to focus in on all these different types of climbers when I've just never really heard it be a major thing, and especially 7 years ago, like I keep saying. And so for them to be going trad climber, rock jock, all these different ones, I mean, to be fair, if I can find it again, that's, she said, can you count my veins? But damn, that's a veiny forearm, fair play. But then, to be fair, I must admit that this is my favorite. Look at
Is
him.
it winter yet?
Oh my goodness.
No, not yet.
That's not a sight you want to be coming across, regardless of whether it's summer, winter, or anything else in between. With a rope around his neck as well, he's ready to go in all senses of the word.
Learn how to talk beta.
Hey, you want some beta? Okay, so start seat at the very bottom. There's a P-shaped hole on the right side. Get your right foot on it. Make a big dynamite move. I take 2 breaths. Always take 2. Your right hand to that small hole that looks sort of like a cat. Get your right pinky on the ear of the cat. Don't fall, you'll break both your legs.
Choose your power sound.
Help me.
Learn how to dyno.
Send it, bro.
If you make it, this gluten-free energy bar is all yours. I thought you had it.
Learn how to motivate other climbers.
Don't let go! Don't let go! Don't let go! Don't let go!
Never.
I feel as though I need to be watching that again, as I'm not sure which one of them could be the alpinist. The alpinist? Alpinist. Whatever it is. They're all just going just as crazy as the other guy was. And to be fair, I hardly think that she should need any kind of coaxing and encouragement, because she apparently knows every little detail about the entire route she's about to take anyway, and so there is no need to be just pitchforking her, for goodness sake. She knows what's going on.
Never shut up about your project.
Oh, did I tell you about my new project? It's called Dwayne Johnson. Super hard, but it'll go. I just can't really get the first move, and there's that sloper in the middle. And the dyno at the end's pretty hard, but it'll go.
Build a woodie.
I know, I still gotta fill in some of the gaps, but I think it has the potential for some pretty sick projects.
Oh, okay, but it looks a little bit dangerous, dude.
Rock climbing's an extreme sport, dude. Why are you even here?
You invited me over.
Don't be offended by the many innuendos in rock climbing.
Oh, this is a greasy crack.
Wow, you got a nice rack.
You guys wanna see the inside of my van?
He didn't use protection.
You guys wanna come back to my basement? I'll show you my woodie. Check out my micro nets.
Oh my god, those are so cute.
Always call dabs.
Dab. Dab! Dab! Dab!
Oh no, this poor fella, or even just the lady that was going off before. She should definitely know better than that, just to be putting her foot wherever the hell she wants. I mean, I do also have to take a step back and say that that shoulder is outrageous. That is certainly fair play to there. That is, even the forearm, I can understand where she was getting the veins, because she certainly looks like she gets out and about plenty just to be keeping her body in shape like that. That is crazy.
Quit your job and start living in a van.
How does it run?
Oh, it doesn't run. I traded in the engine for a solar-powered stove.
It's been cloudy for like a week.
I'm so hungry.
Get used to answering the same questions.
Are you gonna climb that? What are those? What did you fall? Are those heavy? Are you gonna go all the way up there? Is that a bed? Isn't that dangerous?
Always make
I think
excuses.
I'm having a high gravity day.
I'm really struggling with this humidity today.
It's like, feel really slippery and sweaty.
I tweaked my finger on my kombucha this morning.
I think I used too much chalk.
I'm low on omega-3s.
I parked my car too far away from the boulders, and I'm super tired now.
Whatever, this film sucks. Let's go.
Make plans for the off-season.
Aye, we set course for Indian Creek before the winter solstice, then westward to Joshua Tree while the desert winds still blow. As God is my witness, we will climb 510. Ew! Is this an IPA? Who bought this?
True though, that is something that has only just hit me, and I don't know how, because there's been all the ice picks and the alpinists and everything like that, but where do all the Canadians that just want rock climbing, not ice climbing, but rock climbing, go in the winter? Because I can only imagine there's not going to be many places that you would want to go climbing, let alone be able to climb and even just stick to the rock, because it's all covered in ice and everything like that. And so do they go, I guess it sounded like he went south to Joshua Tree in the United States, and then I even heard India in there, but I don't know if he was talking about India or India somewhere else. What exactly did he say?
Course for Indian Creek.
Indian Creek, not India or anything like that. And so I wonder where that is and how south that is and how warm that is going to be, because everywhere is going to get colder in the winter. But I certainly hope for the hands and everything else's sake that it's not too cold, as you see some people in Norway and Sweden and all those kind of places that is still out climbing, and it's 5 degrees, -5 degrees, -15 degrees, people climbing in down jackets, that's when you know it's properly cold. Because it's not like your body isn't making any heat, but it's just that cold that the physical exertion of holding yourself to a cliff face isn't enough. And I've also just noticed, and I wanted to point it out, the method acting of the girl in red right here. She has scraped and banged up knees, and so unless she just had a bit of a trip and a fall on the way to filming this, I can only imagine they were actually doing a few routes and didn't take their own advice and actually fully committed and fell and all of that kind of stuff, which for the fact that they're filming a video, actually doing the routes and injuring themselves, fair play once again.
Customize your climbing brush.
I think the top boat needs a little bit of a brush.
Oh! I got a brush for that.
Make sure you get that crystal on the left.
Get used to having sore hands.
Fair
You
enough.
need some help with that? No, I think I got it.
Whoa. Whoa.
Love this stuff.
And finally, accept the fact that some people will never understand.
This is like my best season ever. Pretty life-changing, actually. I climbed a V8 and spent 100 days in my van. Smell like my dog.
Our dog smells better than him.
Wait, do you guys have a shower I could use? Or like a lawn with a hose?
What did we miss?
Or maybe even a stove or an oven that he didn't trade, or I guess, no, an engine so he can trade back for the stove that he got regardless, just so he can get out and about, or I guess maybe get indoors again. He spent 180 days, I believe it was, or maybe even just 100 days, and I think he did his time. I think he can afford some rest times. Just give those hands a break. The calluses only last so long, you know. You can only put your skin through so much before it just completely gives out on you, like we saw in this poor guy that just had to crush his beer on the rock, the perfectly placed rock at that, but still, you just look at his poor hands. They're just bandaged up. They're still bleeding, for goodness sake. You can see all the calluses and everything just have been torn off them. Even the backs of the hands look like they've been done, so he must have been crack climbing. I don't know what's going on there, but he is committed. And so considering the fact that this guy started the start of this video by buying his first set of shoes and was going, yeah, they're a little bit tight, and then he went through his belay course, and now he's all the way through here, he has had a hell of a character story arc over the last 5 minutes here, and so I gotta give fair play to him and everyone else that has just been involved in this video, because they all did very, very well. Like I said, through the method acting to the sheer strength of some of them is also very impressive, and just even nailing, like always, every single little niche thing about this entire sport. I mean, it's a great sport. You can understand why people are getting into it, both indoors and outdoors, and bouldering and lead and everything like that. It's physical, but it's also a social activity, and it doesn't feel like you're just following a line. It's problem solving. There's so many great things about it, but just make sure that you take care of your hands and don't maybe just live out of your van 100 days a year. Maybe just go for a shower so you don't end up smelling like someone else's dog, or worse.